They went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain. For he had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. He shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In God's name, don't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you impure spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. Large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs, allow us to go into them." He gave them permission, and the impure spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. Those tending the pigs ran off and reported this in the town and countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave their region. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. Jesus did not let him, but said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and all the people were amazed.
Today's message is drawn from the story of the healing of the demon-possessed man from Gadara, as described in the Gospel of Mark. Before us is a tale not just of a miracle, but primarily of profound transformation, from alienation and pain to freedom and hope. This story is not just a relic of the past. It's a timeless message about the power of transformation that God wishes to enact in each of us. But are we ready for such a transformation? Let's reflect on our own chains. Our personal demons can take various forms: unhealthy habits, fears, toxic relationships. How often do we create these bonds ourselves, accepting them almost with resignation? The demon-possessed man from Gadara whom Jesus met was enslaved by demons, isolated from society, and in tremendous suffering. But don't we, in our everyday lives, sometimes become prisoners of our own unforced will? Isolated, cut off from others, from God, and even from us. When Jesus arrived, everything changed. His presence was like light in the darkness. Encountering the suffering man, he didn't focus on the demons, but saw a person in need of liberation. Can we in our lives look beyond our own demons to see in ourselves and others more than our weaknesses and failures? Jesus shows us that true change begins by looking at the heart, not the surface. After meeting Jesus, the life of the demon-possessed man was transformed. From being the most despised, he became a symbol of hope and liberation. And what about us? Are we ready for Jesus to transform our hearts into oases of new life? Are we ready to surrender our fears, our chains, and accept a new, better identity? Are we ready for an encounter that can turn our lives upside down? After all, Jesus doesn't come to reinforce our old patterns. He comes to give us something completely new: freedom and the fullness of life. Like the demon-possessed man from Gadara, who was healed and became a witness to the miracle, we too can become witnesses of this extraordinary transformation. I invite you now to pray. Lord, give us the courage to face our fears and challenges. Let your hope strengthen in our hearts, especially in the most difficult moments. Help us to see your light and guide us through difficulties and challenges. Gently remind us that with you we can overcome everything. Amen.